morning, good afternoon, or good evening, time zone depending. It is Saturday, the 17th of August, and as always, I'm King Bricks, and I welcome you to the court. It's been a week. I always start that. Start with that. Yes, I've had this week off from the day job, turned 38, now 39. So that's fun. And yeah, just try to have some time away from things. Didn't necessarily work out as planned, but then my holiday never did. But today we are going to be trying out a game called, I believe it's called Jusant. I've never played it before, but I'm aware it came out last year, and it looks quite colourful and quite relaxing. Excuse me one second.
Apologies, my allergies were kicking in and I was feeling somewhat stuffy.
Yes. Jusant. Yeah, it looks colourful, fairly relaxed, easygoing, should we say? So just while we've got this music going, we can fire them up in the background. Don't want to do that. What is this resolution showing? Gamma. That's better. There we go, that's better. Oh, you can't quite hide the mouse cursor. So resolution set properly. Are you gonna let me move the window, game? Or are you just stuck in the middle? Do it the hard way. Yes, that'll do. Now let's... There. Right, good to go, finally. French nautical term for a receding tide. Okay. Very stylized, dry, dusty, barren world. I'm guessing this is our protagonist of unknown name and origin. With paint on his face? Fair enough. A large column of stone that I'm assuming is where we're heading and looking to climb. Title drop, Jusant. Fair enough. The game does recommend you play this with a controller, so luckily I've got one already connected. Sand crab. I think. Kind of strange thing. And we're off. So there's something possibly alive in our little blue thing in our satchel here, but fair enough, we'll worry about that later. Good God, how long is this kid's arms? All out of proportion. The icon displays the route's main carabiner. When okay, never mind. Ah, detach. That's better. good, and it's pressure sensitive movement as well, so we can tiptoe things as opposed to running everywhere. Although I'm sure that people have done a speed run of this. They must have. So, stuff? What's going on? I've got no idea. Some rather interesting blue... It almost looks like coral, in a way. Come on. Interesting. Do I go? 3 small icons represent secondary pittons. If they're full, they're available for use. If they're empty, the pittons are already attached to a wall. Okay, so I'm really digging this so far. It's definitely up we're going. Got a nice art style. It's peaceful in its own way. Yeah, I quite like this. Although, granted, I've only been playing for like a minute or two at most. But yeah, I dig it. So I'm guessing this was some kind of fishing village. Cliffside based village, which I mean you wouldn't catch me living on the side of a cliff because I'm not great with heights at the best of times, so it would be an immediate no from me, but still interesting. Why is another way of grabbing unless you go hold, depending on whether or not you're already gripping them. Ooh, a thing. Another sleep turning over stones at the old delta. Harvest, 2 belay stations for parts. Good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple of old lanterns I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for Ennio, who's been asking for one for cycles. Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide, though. Note to self. Stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the heights. claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a phone salesman, that's what. So there are definitely people who came before. That's quite where they've gone. We know not. I'm sure we'll uncover that as we climb. Down or... Oops. Nice. Got there in the end. Jesus, that's a long way down. Is there anything in here? There's a something. What's that? Oh! I wonder if we're supposed to go back down at some point. No, we'll come back here. Yeek, I'm guessing? Yeek. How are things at the sawmill? Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night, even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play the shells anymore, but still. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might help steer passers-by this way. I am seeing a packed patio. Can you take care of it? I checked with Lowside and everyone agrees. Hey Mo, listen. These things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like, if I'm free for a romantic dinner for two? Anyway, all good for your scaffolding. Since the village approves, I don't have much wood to choose from, and after that new path to the plain I had to build, but I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. I owe you one, thanks. Oh, these are two different people. I owe you one, thanks. You're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sonia? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. No answer. Okay. Don't know what those are, but fair enough. Let's see, so that's the way up. Curious. I'm getting a slight, what was I saying? Slight memories of Grow Up and Grow Home, in a way. Slightly, because that was all about climbing, although that was more, what am I trying to say? That was more using, you know, individual hands rather than having rope and then just using the control, excuse me, the control stick. And whee! No, okay. Try again. There we go. Okay, good. Oops. So I guess I need to there we go. Do I go over or do I go up? I guess I go... there we go. Let's have a look. Maybe some more lore or something we can... see... no? Fascinating. Oh, it's a cairn. Oh, fine. So I'm guessing someone died here. Lynn's gone to the heights to ask to extend the site. With the boss gone, the wind's gone out of our sails when it comes to digging. It's not such a bad thing. Lifting boxes, crates and barrels is my area of expertise, but shifting their old stones? At the slightest pitch and roll, everyone's knees start quaking. Anyway, I was just getting used to the idea of working with archaeologists, make myself useful again, and already the work's dried up. I doubt it'll start up again. I don't see how he can move forward. How about you? How are things in low tide? Is Dee Dee still refusing to go to school? My love, I'm so happy to hear from you. We miss you so much, Dee says. I'm homeschooling her and I'm very much out of my depth. Do you remember the names of all the regions of the tower? I don't even remember learning that. I gave Dee a homework assignment about the old altar to keep her busy for a while. She's supposed to copy the design. I ended up going with her. It's been ages since I last ventured behind the village. I've forgotten how dark it is. But you know Dee, she's gutsy. And she's enjoying diving into the past, just like you. Speaking of which, have your archaeologists finally found out how tides work? They've been digging for a while now. Get it? Do you know when you'll be able to come back up here? No response. Can't go past there. I don't like that creaking noise. But we continue. So I'm guessing this is where ships would at some point would dock. Hey Bianca, you must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the postal relay. Still no water. Surprise, surprise. Solly and Faz are still sorting through everything by hand, and I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me? On Pebbleback? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start. I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it'd be nicer if this damn pebble would just change course when I ask it to. I'm telling you, it's stubborn. Worse than old Yom. Honestly though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm gonna miss the tide at this rate. I left your mail by the door. just unbelievable. Okay. Anything up there? That is a pathetic jump. Get some spring in your steps, lad. Hey Bianca, how are things down there? Heard your boss sailed off into the horizon? Good riddance. Never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. A seasonal job when there are no more seasons. I'm starting to get bored. You can tell because I've started scratching letters. Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Eam. I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a boy on dry land. But no surprises there. You've been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know, but everything here is closed. Except for old Ennio's shop. He's still raising his chocos. Bassa tried to convince him to leave with them. Remember Bassa? The little terror at the back of the classroom? They got caught in quite a gale. It was amazing. No one's dared try again since. Do you think they're going to keep you on if people stop coming by? You might be seeing more folks soon, though. I came across a classified ad. They're mounting an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I'd like that, but going off on an adventure with strangers? Ugh. Oh yeah, I'd heard something about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? That sounds like quite something. I'll better stock the hold. I bet they'll come this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. It would be a nice change from the few stray travellers that come by. Hey, the other day, another climber got stuck at Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. If only you could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you. No? Slightly out of reach? No? Okay, just have to go higher up. Yeah, can go that way. Ah! Clever. Logbook. 12 octaves after the Jusant. I'm finally leaving. I'm so happy I couldn't sleep a wink. At the old harbour master's office, a note caught my eye. It sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds, seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 octaves, Becca and Arlo's farm, Highfield, to journey together. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world, as Em would say. Hopefully we'll be stopping by her hut. Just the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. With any luck, there'll be other travellers leaving from low tide. I didn't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition all by myself. The only time I've ever left here was for the harvest festivals when I was just a small fry. So an expedition like this is no small matter. They want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents. I forgot to tell them. What am I going to tell them? Hey folks, I'm off on an adventure. See you around if, and only if, I make it back alive? Of course, Bianca dear. Don't forget to bring snacks. I'd better not say anything. And I should bring snacks. What else? What do people normally take on this type of trip? One thing's for sure. What's a journey without a logbook? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain in search of springs. I'm going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You've welcomed me with wonder and have kept me company as I've pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you for the weave beaks, who will watch over you from the sky. And to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creations. Adventure calls. Bianca. Oh, I see. I have to swing over there. Should be enough. This is not enough. That's enough. Nailed it. Okay. Oh, I see. Cool, okay. That was the intended path. As harrowing as it was. Oh, that way. Shimmy, 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 and up. Phew. Let's have a look. That's what's going on around here. I asked Mo for help, but it's no use. The door won't budge. There's no way of knowing how its inner mechanism works. Does it have anything to do with the Lost Ocean? Mo isn't much of a handyman either, but you'd think we would have been able to figure it out between the two of us. He had to weigh anchor. A date, he said. It's true, he did seem rather dressed up to tinker around. Rather perfumed, too. None of this answers my questions. I've explored you from deck to hold, and I'm no further along than when I started. I still don't know what you could have been used for, my lighthouse. Your paintings seem to allude to water falling from the sky, but that's pretty vague. Now what am I supposed to do? If this is a lighthouse, it's massive. Oh, he glows. hell is that? Oh. Pretty. I guess we come back here later? Considering one of these 5 only one of these 5 lit up. But so something about rain and then it turns into Doritos, then a pizza slice. So yeah, I got no idea. This creaking freaks me out. Don't like it. Oh, zipline, fun. Landing could have used some work though. So we broke a shield or dispelled something up there, and grass began to grow, and I'm none the wiser. Scary, but fun. Focus again. Do that. And then that wasn't what I wanted to do. do here? So I've got to... I suspect I've got to... generate an echo or whatever it was before. Right? So... let's grab on through there. That's not the answer. It's not that. Not that. Why just let's go? Aha! Got it! Took me a while. Ooh. Something about the lighthouse and I don't know if that's supposed to be water or not. Oh, I got nothing. Well, the music's harrowing and depressing and lovely. A sucker for a decent soundtrack. I get the horrible feeling this one's going to do to me just what, in a way, Violet Evergarden's soundtrack did, and that, well, that show in itself was heartbreaking. But it got to the point where I can't listen to the soundtrack without getting a bit of a lump in the old throat. But there is something about this which is quite solemn, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's the closest I can get, anyway. Like, this is, for all intents and purposes, a dead world. Something about this which is, I'll admit, it's getting to me a little bit. Not fully choked up or anything, but this was a cafe, lounge, bar, some kind of something like that. Down so we can come back to that later. Oh, is that all there is to see around here? Oh, must be. Where to next? Aha. Glad these things are sturdy, wherever they are. Very good. Oh, he's called a ballast. Auntie Ida, you have to talk to them. I want to go on an expedition to the desert too. Everyone always says I'm too young. I don't care. Nil's going and he's only a bit bigger than me. Plus he's mean. I have to stay at the port gathering stinky old seaweed and doing my homework. Bet cleaning the canals with you would be more fun. I want to see what else is out there, but my parents never want to let me leave the village. Can you talk to them? Please? Oh, Dee. Believe me, sweetie, you wouldn't have much fun scraping the pipes of the Great Basin, that's for sure. You won't like what I'm about to say, but be patient. You have plenty of time to grow up. We'll be sailing off to the plains soon enough. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, though, but we have no choice but to go with your parents, so best not to quarrel with them in the meantime. I don't fancy crossing the plain with the 3 scowling faces. Your favourite auntie. Fun. This octave we are celebrating the safe return of Expedition 34 to the port. The expedition was led by Corey, who once again braved a horizontal world. We are proud to welcome these children of Lowtide, who are returning with a priceless treasure back among us. The members of Expedition 34, descendants of the celebrated Her, Iga and Ime, who were the first to venture out onto the Great Plain in search of the lost ocean, walked further than ever before and were finally able to find a new spring after numerous failed expeditions. A fresh start for many villages who've been waiting their return since the furnaces and fumarolia oases hit their population limits. A welcome reception will be held next sleep. The collective of former expeditionaries has made its best seaweed pie. Bring your own beverages. Seaweed pie, Jesus. Brella Gazette, issue 43. 9 octaves and 1/3 after the Jusant. In this issue, we'll be taking a look at the creatures that gave this near-cyclical publication its name, Brellas. Well, they've come up before, in our issue 1 on endangered tunnel wildlife, and in our special edition, Inhabitants of the Great Reservoir. We've never dedicated an entire section to them. It's high time we rectified that. Brellas are best known for their slow and majestic flight. However, they begin their lives clinging to rocks. In this first stage of their life cycle, they resemble flowers known as shrinklets. From within the shrinklets come sparks, small glowing creatures that fly through the darkness of the caves and tunnels in groups. How many octaves does it take for a spark to grow into a Brella? How long do Brellas live? Has anyone ever seen one die? Much has been forgotten about Brellas, despite them being witnesses to the tower's ancient past. At the time of writing, they've almost completely disappeared. We only know about sparks from children's stories. They're said to kidnap naughty children, and shrinklet sightings are exceptionally rare, only occurring in the remotest tunnels. In the following pages, we've attempted to piece together some facts about them. Did you know? Based on the information we've gathered from the teams of water surveyors who sometimes encounter these creatures on their maintenance routes, and who we are very grateful to, being near sparks makes you feel weightless. So be sure to behave yourself, kids. Let's hope that the drop in activity in recent cycles will give shrinklets, sparks and Brellas the peace, quiet and space they need to thrive. That supposedly is an ulcer. Logbook. 12 octaves and 1 prime after the Jusant. Usually, just getting to low tide from my old lighthouse is an expedition for me. It's hard to believe that this time the adventure was just getting started. At the meeting point, I found myself waiting with Mete. A young woman from these parts. Well, younger than me anyway. Her parents have already left, but like other people our age, she wanted to stay. That made ripples with the older generation. Leaving the family nest is no easy thing. I don't know Mate well, but we already have something in common. The widening gap between us and our parents. She seemed relieved to see me. For once I was lost for words. Smiling awkwardly and still red from the exertion of getting there, with my pack all undone and my hair sticking up every which way, probably. Nice one, Bianca. Not socially awkward at all. But I was just as relieved as she was to know I wouldn't be setting sail alone. To my surprise, old Sol joined us too. I don't think we exchanged a single word before now. Will an old schooner like him be able to keep up? Ever since I was little, Sol's always been the old hermit who lives up on high. He used to scare me. He would come down to the port sometimes like a spider sliding down a silk thread. The other kids and I would have fun running away, screaming at the sight of him. Even now, my knees started quaking as I saw him lumbering towards me. We set off as a group of three, since no one else came to join our crew. I soon realised I'd been wired for nothing. Sol leads the way, an odd figure with nimble feet who climbs the cliffs with amazing ease. Mete follows behind, brimming with energy. Suddenly I feel like the healed one. Good thing I backtracked. Oh, I'm going there. Do it. Thingy. Get in? I guess this is an analogy for the sun or something? And I don't know, maybe a meteor? Or fire and smoke? I think everyone's very much open to interpretation at this point. That would have been a water well. Interesting. Excuse me. So these were some kind of, I don't know, water chimes? Maybe? Not that they even work anymore. Because the little bars or peg things don't reach the wooden sticks. So, never mind. Pardon me, but I've noticed I've stopped receiving my newspaper. Is there anything I should do? Could this be an oversight on your part? While I'm at it, I should mention that I really enjoyed your article on the Choco Show. Soul kick. Greetings. As you know, there isn't enough water left for the postal relays to function, and too few pebbles available to deliver the paper in good conditions. Because of this, the Voice of the Ravines team has decided to cease publication. Although our desire to inform our readers is stronger than ever, we haven't yet decided what form our daily paper will take in light of this new situation. Thanks for your feedback on the show. I've always enjoyed covering that event. Let's hope we get an opportunity to discuss it again one day. When there's no water, everything seems so fragile, doesn't it? So it was an entirely water-based society, which makes you wonder about a lot of things. It's making me extraordinarily introspective. Come on, get out. There we go. So RB to climb faster using the rope. Aha. Let's go swim there. There, and then giant sea anemone. I'm not sure if that's right. An enemy? It's the seashell stuff in the water. I forget what they're called. Is this enough rope? It's not. Nowhere near enough. Perfect. Pretty. I've never seen so many people coming down from the heights. And some are by stopping... try that again. And some are stopping in low tide. Maybe my situation is not so hopeless after all. The ocean provides for a patient heart, as my mother used to say. Maybe I'll finally manage to meet someone. It's been slim pickings here. Apart from old Yum, maybe. He makes my heart flip. He makes my heart flip with his dimples. Calloused hands and that plaid shirt he always wears. Yum. The baker? I hope you're joking. I can never tell when you're pulling my leg. Anyway, I'm leaving the tower too. Sorry, Basso, I don't know how else to tell you. I wish we could clip our carabiners together like we used to, before running aground on the old pier. I wish I could convince you to come with me, but that's how it is. I'm crewing up with the neighbouring village. They found me a spot on one of their pebbles. We'll see each other again somewhere down on the plain, won't we? Don't be angry with me. I'll miss your letters. Yeah, don't stare straight at the sun, dumbass. Oh, spring pad. Fair enough. There's a weird beauty to this view. Some of you might know what I mean. And then you've got the rusted hulks of ships just dotted out there. Good lad. There's nothing in there. Alright, fine. Try that again. That's better. Oh, this is timed. Right. Those were ovens, or no, animal. Those would have been like animal burrows or something, I guess. Logbook. 12 octaves and 2 seconds after the Jusant. Don't know what an octave is. Maybe a year. We did it. I'm completely wrung out, but we made it in time to join the expedition. There weren't many of us there. Barely a handful. Look how peaky the poor thing is. She's shaking like a sewing machine. I felt so far from home, but the tone was more encouraging than mocking. My efforts had been acknowledged and appreciated. I was too out of breath to reply, but a new emotion rose up inside me. I was proud. Proud to have made it this far. Still doubled over from the exertion, I looked around at the others. Everyone there had left everything behind to be there. They had a fire in their eyes, a desire to change things. And I was part of it. That's all it took to fill me with fresh energy. Arlo and Becca welcomed us to their sun-scorched farm with open arms. They were emotional, and the mood was solemn. They're the last farmers left in these parts, and they're the ones who put together this expedition. They spent their entire lives trying and failing to fight the drought. Nothing grows on the cliffs anymore. In their own funny-sounding words, not one measly plant grows in these here fields no more. I hope I'm not reproducing the Highfield dialect too badly. Then Becca told us about their wild scheme, setting off for the clouds to find water in the sky. At her words, a murmur rose up from the group. There was talk of how feasible the plan was, how best to go about it, which routes to take and which sections to avoid. Arlo and Becca went to find ballasts, as they're called lower down, enormous creatures made of water that are said to live in the clouds. Ballasts only exist in sleep stories for children. Well, that's what I've always thought before embarking on this adventure. They're Arlo and Becca's last hope, and I'm starting to believe in them too. We may have a chance to save the tower. It's up to us to seize it. No, you bugger. Okay, where next? Guess I have to go over there, but oh, it's that. Guess I rappel down. Then yeah, that's it. Oh, before I forget. Cool. Anything here? Some kind of sundecker. Ah, something. I wonder what this was. So you use the horn and the rain's supposed to come? Or at least that's the belief. Maybe. Don't know what this was. Some kind of bathing spot, perhaps? Bit of a bug there, but never mind. No, don't want to grab that. Or more likely can't grab that. Slightly out of range for that too. Oh, there's something up there. There must be. That's why there's a flower there. Let me try. Guess not. At least not from here. Yeah, this must be like some kind of public bath. I'm starting to think maybe this genre of exploration is something of a favourite of mine, because thinking to the games like the Elder Scrolls and Fallout and so on, I get the most enjoyment when it comes just kind of exploring the worlds. It's not so much the stories and whatever. It's it really is a case of you know, the storytelling in the world and almost learning about what came before, you know? I think that's the kind of stuff I enjoy the most. I should probably look at other games in that vein. Maybe I'll try asking online or something for some recommendations. Actually, this is kind of cool. Bollocks. Got it. Cool. Are you swat? Fine. Logbook, 12 octaves and 1/5 after the Jusant. There are so many people climbing down from the heights. I feel like a fish swimming upstream, like in the stories. Before the Jusant, we rose and fell with the tides. I remember hearing the old schooners describe enormous waves, one that drove people upward with each high tide. They'd never seen the ocean themselves, they were just repeating what they'd heard from their elders when they themselves were young. But there must have been a grain of truth to those stories, right? The ocean nourished the cliffs, and in return the cliffs nourished the entire tower. Anyway, the inhabitants of low tide set enough store in them to set off in search of the ocean. I wavered too. Should we try to hook the lost water? In a way, yes, but not by going with the flow. I have the answer now, thanks to Arlo and Becca. We need to go back to the source. We shared our shady spot with a man named Zoe. He was on his way down to the plain and tried to convince us to go with him. Why stay? He didn't understand why we wouldn't go. You won't get nothing out of these fields no more. The earth ain't worth a blessed thing. He grabbed a fistful of dirt and held it up as proof. Zoe continued on his way while we prolonged our break, dreading having to go back out into the blazing sun. I refused to believe him. Ever since we set off, I feel like I'm rediscovering the tower. Like I've never truly looked at it or listened to it before. My perspective's changing the higher up we go. I'm sure we're on the right track. Sada, what's new? Any work for us? Orders are drying up and business at the roadworks is far too slow for my liking. I'm starting to get bored. I've brushed up on all my knots and I've done the accounting I've been putting off for cycles, and Ulf dusted all the machines. But now we're stuck twiddling our thumbs. We're not very good at doing nothing. Glad to know there's still someone left on the tower. Sada went with the flow, just like everyone else. I don't really see what they're expecting to find in the desert. It's not like the sun's going to budge any more than it does here. No need for new ropes, but you're welcome to come by whenever you like. You soon get used to doing nothing, you'll see. It suits us anyway. We have more time for each other. Cat. To the person who left a caramel bun in the canteen, I ate it. Sorry, not sorry. There's no one around anymore anyway. Cat. So all these people left all these supplies behind. Supplies of something, I don't know what, but I'm guessing food. Brella Gazette, issue 21. 7 octaves and 3/6 after the Jusant. Editorial. Brown or black fur, big ears, prone to both nervousness and laziness. There's nothing more common than a choco. Too dull and unremarkable for a special issue, right? Wrong. In this issue of the Gazette, we'll do our best to make the ordinary extraordinary, starting with the most unobtrusive of beings, chocos. These mammals are useful to us bipeds in 2 key ways. They lay eggs and line their nests with fur, providing delicious meals and dense balls of wool, not the other way around. Raising them is no easy task, however. Chocos are escape artists. Through our action, or rather inaction, they've taken to nesting all over the tower, though they're native to the Highfield region. Did you know? Chocos work together to incubate their sparkling eggs and watch over their young. Some would argue that taking turns makes for better naps. But take a closer look at what's in their nests, and you may be in for a surprise. Chocos love to sit on anything that shines. Keep reading for more fun facts about chocos and their habits. Little furry pig things that lay eggs. Makes perfect sense. Momentum going now. Just a bit too much? Yeah, a little bit too much. Oh no. Inadvertently a genius. Oh, bugger. Oh, I see what I'm supposed to do. Right. There we go. So what now? Okay, it's doing pretty far. And zoop. Right, so I'm here for a reason. I don't think it's that way. Doesn't look like it's up there either. Where am I missing? What have I not looked at? It's not that way. Oh, there you are. Come on. Why are you so determined to go that way? I want you to go this way. Come on. Ugh. Right, it's transfixed with this direction, and I can do this, which doesn't really help with anything. Certainly doesn't indicate which way I'm supposed to go. So have I gone the wrong way? No, because those things come up here, and this is clearly here for a reason. to grab onto this. Right. Thursday. That should be enough. Got it. Right. Fine. So what now? Oh, thank God. I guess. Well, a little bit more. Okay. Cool. Way back. Hopefully we're going to hit a checkpoint soon. Pretty sure I've missed some collectibles along the way. A little shrine of some description. Listen to your heart and follow your instincts. That's all I can tell you. Go if you must. I won't be going with you. My roots are here. I'm an old man. All I want is to stay on my land, at peace with the world around me. Farewell. I wish you all the best. I'll go to the old tree for as long as I can, and I'll cherish your memory as my most prized possession. I'll be sad, but knowing you're out there somewhere will comfort me. A tiny plant growing in the desert. Oh, Grandpa. I'm gonna be sad too. I already am. Mama says we'll come back when the sun wills it, but I don't believe it. The sun doesn't will it, because if it did, we wouldn't be stuffing everything in the house into flour sacks. I heard the water in the desert steams and is stinky. That's what Tommy says. She's already been there to make sure there is room for animals, and she's going back with us. Unky says if you change your mind, you know where to find us. He doesn't want to write to you. He says you made Mama mad, and that I shouldn't be writing this. I love you and I don't want to go. But I'm going, so bye, Grandpa. That's as most as you can do then. Fair enough. Anything down here? Oh, it's another temple. Or is that the one I was at before? Get down the hole, goddammit. Don't tell me I've got to do that section again. I think I do. God damn it. Yeah, so not a huge amount of time. Fine. Don't go this way then? Oh, fair enough. Not that way either. So... Oh, okay. Logbook. 12 octaves and 2/3 after the Jusant. Warning, this journal entry will definitely be too long, but I have so much to say. I got to see Em again. I'm so glad I got to drop anchor at her hut. We made up for the lost time in the blink of an eye. I almost capsized when I heard her laugh again. I'd missed it that much. She started by grumbling about something before shrugging and changing the subject, just like old times. I found myself chattering endlessly. The words flooded out of me. I told her everything from my parents getting ready to pack up and go to our theories about water in the clouds. Everything got all jumbled up and I could tell my chatter made no sense, but she nodded as though she'd never heard anything more profound. It was about then that I realised the whole team was gawking at us with round fish eyes. Oops. How long had I been standing there, talking to Em right in front of them? I hadn't even set my pack down yet, it was so awkward. Em gave a frown and barked orders at the assembled group. There was hardtack to prepare for everyone at the hut and matches to air out, plus the salt the wind had blown into the corners. Everyone sprang up and got to work without another word. Em's one tough cookie, that's for sure. Plus she was armed with a wooden spoon that she was brandishing wildly. A pot was soon set to heat in the sun while Sol swept the floor and Arlo scraped the plates. Em gave me a wink and I laughed harder than I had in ages. Later on, with our stomachs full and feet bandaged, Em told us the stories she'd heard from travellers who stopped by her hut. One of them grabbed my attention, the legend of the piper, a musician of old. He was said to travel from region to region with his flute to make it rain. I'd never heard tell of it back home, but Arlo and Becca had. Where they're from, they say he'd celebrate the rain's arrival rather than making it rain. When comes the water, dances the piper. I'm writing to keep my hands occupied, but I can't settle down, as though staying busy will delay our departure. I've already rewound all my rope and checked on my pack. I brought way too many things abroad, and in this heat. Besides, if I don't need all these 3 teapots or my favourite flower pots at all. I couldn't just leave them behind, but I know I can't go on like this. I'm entrusting you to you, Em. I hope they bring you as much comfort as they've brought me. I hope to see you again one day. I'm your crewmate. Always. This colour scheme, I'm always getting Spanish village. Or Mediterranean village vibes. Very nice. This was a marketplace, maybe? Some kind of mill? No, it was a mine. Mine carts, obviously. We know each other. Our parents know each other. I see you're suffering. We're doing our best to divide the little water we have left here between us. The largest farms have been given priority. They use the most water since they feed the most people. I agree with what you say about needing to change the way we do things. We can't go on like this. It's not sustainable for you. You don't stand a chance compared to the big guys. We should convince them to share, pool our resources. Do you think that's possible? I'm not sending you water, but I am sending you courage. Joe. I haven't even bothered planting anything. What's the use? It breaks my heart to see the crops dying on the vine one by one and being powerless to stop it. I've fought the sun long enough. I'd rather quit now than break my back for nothing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Leave the farm, probably. Finally pay you a visit, maybe. Is the little one already climbing? To think that I still haven't met her yet. Maybe throwing in the towel isn't such a bad thing after all. Oh no, I'm sorry. What an awful situation you're in. But yes, come for a visit. We'll gladly make room. The little one just started preschool. Can you believe it? She's growing so fast. She's incredible, you'll see. With each passing sleep, she learns something new. When I'm with her, I feel like I'm rediscovering the world around me. She gives me hope again. I should warn you though, she can be a handful. Oh god damn it. We'll keep going until we hit the next checkpoint and then Hey Ons, have you seen the latest posters? The one that say to eat more salt to quench your thirst. Together, let's save water. Salt your food. Water saved today is water drunk tomorrow. It made me think of you. We're taking it too far. We're supposed to drink less while they use up all the water in the Great Basin to water those sun-scorched fields of theirs. Yeah, I saw. Every little bit counts. Honestly, have they got no shame? It's always the same with them. But it's sure working out well for the store. I've never seen so many customers, even though most of the villages are already abandoned. I'm running low on pickleweed, hearth salt and rock salt. I'm even out on the plain flakes, even though they're pretty bland and not what I'd recommend. At this rate, I'm going to have to start selling my personal stash. So it seems like they were struggling with drought for a long time. Longer than anyone should, really. And then people are just either going out into the desert that we can see way down there, or making the journey that we are now to try and find more water. And they guarantee success no matter where you go. Go in. That's annoying. Well, we're leaving the tower. The village has been given a date. Can't quite believe it. I still think about our dance. The last festival already seems so long ago. It was so nice to forget about all this for a sleep. I didn't realise it at the time, but I think at some point I'd given up. But then, your laughter, the dizziness after that long waltz, the way you stepped on my feet, the way your cheeks glowed pink. I don't know how to ask you this, but you want to come with me? Journey through life on the same pebble? I'm sorry, I know it's short notice, but now I care enough to be afraid. Afraid of what I could miss out on if I don't send you this message. I hope you get it. Kill it. Right. Well, hopefully this saved where we are. If not, I'll be playing this again. Oh, excuse me. But this has been delightful so far. Heartbreaking, certainly, in points. But for now, we'll call it there. And yes, let's go find someone to raid. See who's about first of all. F5 that. So we've got Lumi, Tuber playing Crime Scene Cleaner. Kurumia Lucian or Lulu playing Skyrim. Athagoran playing Final Fantasy X. And then who else? Let's see. See who's about. See if we can raid into Lumi. Chrome scene cleaner sounds interesting. Fingers crossed. No, apparently that didn't work. So let's go for... Let's try someone else. Someone random. Oh, we've got a Scottish VTuber called Shinanashi playing Cult of the Lamb. Let's try this. Cool. Right, we'll be live again, same time next week. Please do come and join me. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.